And they got misunderstandings between themselves that Yasser Arafat is too soft. He is not acting quick enough to punish this infidel. The word infidel is loose. It can be applied to anybody. Okay? And then a more radical wing broke from Yasser Arafat. And it went on the other side of the hill. And it is called the Black September. Black September came into, it took the whole world by surprise when it first hijacked 747, a Swiss airliner. And what they did to that airline, everybody held his breath. In early 70s, 72, 71, 72. I am going to step in the Middle East when they are on the peak of their activities in 74. And I was living in a flat, floor 2, which can see the Fatah group, and it can also see the Black September. I feared them like hell. Seriously. For them, killing is very easy. But this young man from this radical group, Ahmed bin Muhammad bin Mukhtar, the Gataro Mukhtar bin Muqtada, became my friend quickly. We talked always, and he was always asking me, why are you a Christian? His contribution in my life is one. It pushed me to the wall to go and find out why am I a Christian. I'll ever remain grateful to him on that one. You see? Yes. And I encountered back, why are you a Muslim? Surrender, submit. Islam means he who surrenders. I kept quiet. He says, join. He worked on me on many occasions. One day, he comes running and sweaty. And he says, come and see. And I say, why? Come and see how Islam treats sinners. Oh, he's out of the bracket. Are you with me? Make such a mistake in your life. To see others as sinners and you are not. Because I'll come back to that issue. And I say, what has happened? A young man had picked something. A young man. In those days when we went to Middle East, we took a week under orientation. If you want to go back home where you came from with your fingers, don't pick anything. Just announce it. Announce it by pointing. Who's the pen? Who's the pen? There's a pen. Mm-hmm. Don't come even close. You can leave your laptop there for 3 days solid, and you'll find it intact. Some 10 years ago, you see, no, 10 years ago, I think it was 15 years ago, I was in Dar es Salaam. I am not talking of now where I've been. But I was in Dar es Salaam for 3 days, again, weeks. And I went on from the University of Dar es Salaam, and I went to Manzese Church, and then from Manzese, I went to the docks, you know, where ships come, and there was a church there. But it is a heavily Muslim area. And so they booked me in a Muslim hotel. And there I go, as usual, they give me my key, and I wanted to go out for some time, but as all hotels I know, they say, please leave your valuables with the counter. The hotel is not answerable if your valuables are taken, if you don't give them to the counter. So I get hold of my laptops because there were so many books. I am now writing volume 4. And here, if ever they come, you will receive volume 2. For those who are interested in volume 1, you go to Amazon, Kindle. It is there. You just put there Professor Reuben to Mugerwa and Righteousness by Faith, and Kindle we will give it to you, but it's expensive. You know, they are businessmen. You see, they are not sacrificing for people to know righteousness by faith. You see, they charge accordingly. So, a woman whom I could only see the eyes, she had covered up to here. Even these eyelashes, you can't see. It is a crime to show them. A spiritual one, by the way. And then up to here, I could only see 2 eyes dancing. Says, sir. I said, hello? Why are you bringing your laptop here? I said, well, normally when we go to the hotels, we do this if we want to go somewhere. And he says, you know what? Those are not Muslim hotels. Those are Christian hotels. That's where they steal. But not we, Muslim hotels. If you are doubting me, let me give you a backup. And put all your material on this backup. And take back your laptop. Don't even ever put it in a locker. If your laptop disappears in your room, this hotel is going to give you an apple. Then I began praying that somebody should steal it. I began praying, I wish somebody steals it in the hotel, and then I can get an apple one. You see how confident she was, and she was for sure. You leave it anywhere, but I didn't tell her that I have been there. I just kept my distance. I knew that no rule here, I'll find it there. If you are looking stiffer religion in good works, you have no idea. Stop calling Muslim bad workers because you have never stayed with them. You are here in Mombasa with these ones. So some of them have just converted even from Christianity back to what? But to the very original source. I'm talking to you to the radicalized Black September. He came and says, come quickly, because the Sheikh of Allah is soon to do his job. We ran quickly down. They were living down in the valley. You see, Lebanon is a hilly country, you know, like this, going up and down. Reaching there, a young man's hands are tied on an iron table. He is sweating himself to death. And he is crying one thing, have mercy upon me. I will never do that again. In Christianity, that is enough, isn't it? Isn't it, you people? Yes. Even heaven has enough for in Christianity. I will never do it again. I swear, I'm sorry, I was just hungry. So it means he picked these petty things. They don't think he took big things. And then a sheikh of Allah with a beard up to trained to be a crusader for Allah. Yes. Many of you are crusaders for Allah. Some of you can even see it on your faces. You smell sin 20 kilometers away, and you are ready to fire. Wait a minute. Take it easy. Take it easy. The one who's firing and the one they are firing to, you are the same. I'm telling you, you are no different at all. It is only that the other one was unfortunate. Maybe he has been called. And you know what I'm saying. Don't waste my time there. And a sheikh comes with the trousers reaching here. He comes singing and mumbling some few things with a very sharp wooden knife, coming singing and swallowing the gutter up. And then you know the gutter has been swallowed. Then he continues. The closer he comes to the victim, the more he swallows the gutteros. Swallowed that one. Yes, it hasn't been pronounced, but it has been swallowed. You see, he keeps on swallowing gutteros. And then this young man's feet are giving way. Confession didn't work. Nothing. And then in one swing he says, Allahu. The two hands were down on the floor. And then he cleanses this blood and he walks back proudly that he has finished the job of Allah. And then he will go back swallowing some, I don't know whether they were the same gutteros or some others. He swallows one. The second one. That made me thinking a lot. Soon, the more I read the Quran, I won't inform you how much I read. But I went and I took a whole class in the Quran. I was taught with a PhD holder from Harvard. And I was asking quietly questions because you don't talk too much there if you want to come back alive. You people, it is only here where you say attack, attack, attack. We are the right. Sometimes keeping quiet saves a lot of things. And so, I began to discover that the Quran has no word for grace. Therefore, the Allah of the Quran has no the word for grace, as a Christian means grace. Unmerited favor. I love you, but I know you are terrible. You are filth, but I love you. You remember Hosea? When his harlot thing ran away? Yes, and she wasn't a street harlot. She was a temple harlot. She was a beautiful one, and she made more money in temple harlotism. She wasn't standing on the streets. She was a temple harlot. And now, a temple harlot, her biggest assignment to attract believers in heathenism to come and then worship their God, because after singing a few songs, then sex could take place. You choose among the beautiful ones. So you can see why those ziggurats were always full, isn't it? With this appetite of these men which are never satisfied. And so you can go as many as times to go to ziggurat and dance a bit, and you take. Corners were full of people. And that was one of Hosea's wives. She made money, and she was not there for a week or two. Listen, God was teaching something serious in the Old Testament, but a few people picked it. Now, whoever was aging in those days as a temple harlot, they were just like footballers. Ronaldo, you know of those names. As if you are earning anything to know those names, okay? You have crammed Messi, you have crammed almost everybody. You see, some of you buy a shirt written on Messi. Fine, that is, you are busy. The temple harlot business in those days, it had a limit age. When men began to bypass you, and there's younger ones, then you know that your time is up. Yes, because no priest will you when you are not generating economics. Yes, that is the purpose. Because all of those who were worshippers, none of them left without dumping money. So stewardship is not only in Adventism or stewardship is all over the place. When you go to former Sumerian and Akkadian areas, zigurats, big ones who were temples. It is not only Israel which had a temple. Actually, the temple of Israel was the poorest ever. See? Now, this woman here realized that her time is over. And she can't walk back to her husband. Can you? You husbands. A woman whom you have known that she's in those ziggurats. You see? Yes. Worship was always in waves, so you cannot tell how many men she entertains as long as she's earning. So what she did, according to the law, she goes to the gate. Gate in the Bible is the same as a court or judge. Wherever you say at the gate, it means that that's where the court was. And she tells the court people, I am here as services. As long as I have food, clothes, I will serve whoever wants to see me. Her name was written among those, and they told her that the auction is for Thursday. If there's anyone who would be interested in a worker of that nature to feed, sure enough, you come. And the word of the Lord comes to Hosea. You people, what a task. You read these stories and you think when God calls it is a smooth thing, and all of you wish he does the same to you. Leave him alone. He knows that he cannot do it to you. You see? And he could not do that to Amos. Amos would not have accepted, and God knew. Amos was very volatile. You can't. But Hosea, cool-tempered, but deep thinker. Hosea, quickly, your wife is on auction now. Go with the dowry. Have you ever read these stories? Or you want us to start, what is this, baptismal class? Can we go to this verse? Can we go to this verse? You see, I don't preach that way. I know you are Adventists, and you know Bible, isn't it? Yes. And it says, take so much measurement of this. Measurement of this. If you read, you will find it there. Measurement of this. As a dowry to pay, to buy your wife back. But the measurement proper which God said you better take, it is the measurement they take for virgins when they are marrying for the first time. Gentlemen, Hosea collected things very quickly and ran. By the time he reaches over there, coincidentally, it was Gomer on the stand. And nobody was responding. Gomer goes for 10, Gomer from 100 maybe. Gomer goes for 100, Gomer goes and nobody comes. Okay, Gomer goes for 50, Gomer goes, nobody. Okay, Gomer goes for 2 shillings, Gomer goes 2 shillings. Oh, you people. God is different. And don't you ever dare to push your brains into God. We have a special word in theology for what we do use. We call that anthropomorphic expressions. Anthro is man. You see, you know what anthropology, isn't it? Yes, it's a study of mankind. Not animals, because it is anthro. We call this anthropomorphic thinking, and it is plenty among the holy people. You think the way you feel towards that sister is the very same way God feels about it. I have bad news for you. Hosea came running with material and he shouts, I pay for her so many grains, sacks, what have you, and all of those which buy a virgin. Nobody believed it. They looked at this old man and they thought that he's mad. And sure enough, he took Gomer home. But since we don't understand what grace is, what God was teaching Hosea, that there's grace. Even if Hosea produced 3 kids, which says, they are not my people. You read their names. They are the army. You see, I call them not my people. They are not, frankly, without grace, they should not be his people. Shouldn't be. But with grace, unmerited favor, people, God has declared them his. My time is gone. You see? Has declared them his. Those are my people. As Hosea took back Gomer, broken completely. Broken. No longer human, but a rag of a human being. Which, but even 2 feathers, two there, no, nobody was buying. And Hosea tells you, sit here. This is your home. You will be with me. Relax. It is the same God in the book of Hosea who has said they are not my people, who turns around and say, those who were once not my people, I'll always call them my. God bless you.